welcome to the Aftermath with AJ. And today we are going to be talking about the UK Open that was. What a fantastic event it was. Not just for the fans in Butlins, but I think for the fans at home watching on ITV. And I think the PDC TV app was really good. It gave it a unique spin where you could watch the outer boards, you could watch board 2 and the other boards. I think it just gave you a chance to watch other players that you may not have seen before, or watching for your favourites that you may not have seen for a while. But for me, this is the story of the UK Open. And we start right at the beginning on Friday, where we had a lot of debuts. We had a lot of really good games on that main stage and the boards around. But sticking on to the main stage for now, and we had the UK Open Pro Tour card debut of Charlie Mambet. He had a great run at the World Championships, and he started off with an absolute perler of a performance against Stefan Beaumont, winning 6-3. A true champagne performance there by Charlie Mambet. Then Sam Spiver, who was playing 16-year-old Kyle Gilding, who went through 3 of the qualifiers. And again, Kyle didn't bring his game. He will gladly admit that. But Sam Spiver was averaging 100 by the time of leg 3, leg 4. But then this game slightly dropped, but he still had enough in the tank to win 6-2. And then on board 2, you had wins for Mervyn King, who is back on the Pro Tour after a year absence from losing his tour card. But he started with a bang with a 6-4 win over Aidan Kirk. And then there was also wins for Rhys Griffiths, who played brilliantly in his win over Polish Filip Beresa. And Stephen Burton with a 6-2 win over Jake Eachin. And then there was further wins for Tom Sykes, who is making his Pro Tour card holder UK Open debut. He had an excellent run last year, and he started brilliantly this year with a 6-2 win over Sean Ryan. And then Darius Labanauskas, who's now a unicorn player, change of contract here and change of manufacturer, but he started off very well with a 6-4 win over Callum Francis. And then Ron Meulenkamp with a 6-2 win over Samuel Price. Scott Waits, unfortunately, defeated by Jeffrey Sparidans of Holland, 6-4 on the outer boards there. And then Chris Landman of Holland with a 6-2 win over Nathan Potter on board 8 on the outer boards. But the UK Open is a fantastic event. It's the FA Cup of Darts. It's the Festival of Darts. For me, I think it is the true opener of the dart season. Yes, you've got the Premier League. Yes, you've got the World Series. Yes, you've got the Winmore World Masters. But for me, this time of year is when you go, darts is back. And it was a really great event. But moving into round number 2, when you've got players coming in, on the main board, you had wins for Tom Bezel, who really did the business on current WDF World Champion Jimmy Van Schie. And then in a great game of darts, Darrell Pilgrim with a 6-4 win over Bo Greaves. Bo Greaves played some excellent darts with some fantastic checkouts, but Darrell Pilgrim, Mr. P, did the business in the end. And Thomas Lovely with a 6-4 win over former WDF World Champion Shane McGurk of Ireland. And then moving further down and across the boards, wins for Jim Long, 6-0 over Titus Kanik. Rob Owen with a much-needed 6-4 win over Stefan Heindrach. And then Owen Bates with a 6-4 win over Wesley Plazier, who's been playing some phenomenal stuff away. Last year, he was winning the Winmore World Masters. He won the Dutch Open. He's won multiple events, but a really good win there for Owen Bates. And then, again, Charlie Mambet with a 6-2 win over Tyler Thorpe. Moving across the boards, you had Andy Bolton with a 6-4 win over Mervyn King and ending that run. And Adam Lipscomb with a 6-0 win over Jack Todd. Adam Lipscomb with just over a 90 average, but almost a 10-point difference between the two. And then again, that name, you're going to hear a name that a lot. Tom Sykes with a 6-4 win over Arno Merck with an 8-point difference in the averages. Averages don't win matches, doubles do. And these players are definitely hitting the doubles with some fantastic checkouts as well. But then we move in with some of the bigger names coming in into the top 96, as it were. And you've got wins, a great comeback win for Raymond van Barneveld. 6-5 over Karel Sedlak And I think the start of the game, Raymond van Barneveld wasn't there. You could see his facial expressions. It was like the last place he wanted to be was on that stage. But he came back, and he came back strong, and he played really well to get that last leg and that 6-5 win over Karel Sedlak. And again, on board one, Ricky Evans comes into play, rapid as always, and with a 6-2 win over now Irish player Brendan Dolan, changing from Northern Ireland to Southern Ireland or Republic of Ireland for family reasons. But wins for Kevin Dutz with a 6-4 win over Ricardo Petrescu, which was a really good win. And then further down, Joe Cullen with a win, 6-3 over Pascal Ruperek. And Menzio Silovic with a 6-2 win over Lucas Waning. And then further down, see Madas Razma coming to play with a 6-2 win over Adam Magalas. And now Cullerton, new to Pro Tour card holder, he had a 6-4 win over Owen Bates. So then we move into the last 64, and this is where the big boys come in, your top 32 players, and it does open up the draw to have some fantastic games in play. And what better place to start than on board one, on the main stage, Rob Cross with a 10-7 win over Jan van Veen, who played exceptionally well. Both of them averaging 101. There was nothing between it, but it was just them crucial checkouts at the end that gave Rob Cross the win over Jan van Veen. And we get a chance to speak to Rob Cross with Phil Bars speaking to him here.
Rob, many congratulations. What a great day it's been for you. Is this the most comfortable and probably happiest in the darts world you've felt for a while?
Yeah, I think so. I think, look, you got to think logical, and probably, I don't know, I won a couple of early tournaments last year. But since then, it's been an uphill struggle, you know. And when you're a bit overweight, it's really takes its toll going uphill. But no, I suppose, in all seriousness, it's a fact of, I suppose I turned up this week. I've enjoyed it. I was up for the challenge on Friday with Van Veen, and today I've done so many doubles. You know, in the middle period, could have probably took the game away. Could have probably beat Mike. I done it with Van Veen yesterday, early, or it was yesterday, wasn't it? I'm trying to get my days right, but I seem to miss a few doubles and stuff, whatever that is. But I've done the same with Mike today, middle sort of the game. I've probably missed three darts for 3 legs or 4.